Good blessed Friday evening, February the 16th, 2024. It's about 5:04 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest or the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First and the 14th Amendment right. Freedom of speech, freedom to protest, freedom to gather together, freedom to associate, as long as you're doing it in a peaceful manner. What I'm coming to talk about today is a wake-up call for the black community. You know, I do wake-up calls for all communities, but it's just a wake-up call to the black communities, and I'm going to tell you why. You see, when you're living in a black community for 28 years, such as me, well, May the 3rd, 2024 would make 28 years for me. I came down on the soils of Missouri, Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County on May the 3rd, 1996 to help my grandmother out, Flora Lee Ivy Scott. May she rest in peace. A good lady. It seemed like when she passed, most of the family members showed their true colors, and if the shoe fit well. Not all, but most. But let me tell you, with my 28 years down here, I didn't come down here because I wanted to. My grandmother asked me to, and I honor her wishes. But at the same time, God had prepared me to come down here. He showed me what my assignment / mission would be down here. He let me know it wasn't going to be easy. He let me know that I was going to go up against people the same color as me that look just like me. He let me know I was going to be going up against politicians from the president down to the state governors, down to the federal governor, down to the representatives, down to the senators, down to the NAACP, down to black and white preachers, down against judges, sheriffs, police, and even some family. But through it all, I done made it through. You see, I've been down here 28 years. I've been arrested twice, falsely accused twice, falsely tried and convicted unjustly twice. Each time, listen to this real good, each time God revealed to me some of the people that I'll be going up against. Robert Hearns is one. A part of an arrest that was illegal. He got a affidavit from one of his friends whose family members was a big time farmer here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. He grew up with the judge. He knew just about all the jurors. But he got an affidavit to have me arrested. But that the day of trial, he didn't even come to court. It was a handwritten statement that he claimed he wrote part and the so-called victim wrote part, but the victim on the stand said that it wasn't their handwriting, neither one of them. The police officer, Beth Acap, a racist white police who had been married about 5 times, who got divorced because she was around here cheating, jumping from bed to bed. She didn't have time to enforce the law. See, I keep all these documents. I got them spread it all over. But end up, She said it wasn't her handwriting, it was Bobby Hearns. But the lawyer that I had refused to call Bobby Hearns, the one that had gotten me indicted. The other person is Lester Gillespie, and one of his present workers right now that had me arrested. But see, one thing about God, God shows me how to deal with these people and how to reveal these people. But let me show you this here. Now, the work I have been doing down here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County for 28 years, I haven't asked for a penny. I done helped people file discrimination suits. I done helped people beat criminal cases. But let me show you this here. Now, I've been trying to wake up the community. Last year on a Thursday, July the 20th, 2023, the federal government, along with some of the local and state officials, rounded up 19 individuals here in Charles, Missouri. They classified as a gang. Now, one of the people that started calling them a gang was Sheriff Brenton Farrell here at Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County. Brenton Farrell, let me tell you about him. He don't mind hiring criminals as law enforcement officials in the Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. John Blakely is one. Google up Detective John Blakely from Sikeston, Missouri, and see what the appellate court had to say about him falsifying documents, paying witnesses to get a man by the name of David Robinson convicted of a murder of a white female and got life in prison and served 18 years, and it was overturned. Look up Barry Morgan. He don't just misuse the black community. I got on my YouTube videos, if you look up Raymond Ivy YouTube video, you will see him beat up white prisoners. You can see that Brenton Farrell, the sheriff, don't have respect for the appellate courts, saying that John Blakely, Detective John Blakely, is not to be trusted. He hired him. He on the force now. Brenton Farrell don't respect the Illinois State Police Criminal Division nor the Illinois State Appellate Prosecuting Attorney's Office because they arrested his captain while he was working at the Sheriff Department here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County. Arrested him in Illinois for shooting out the window at somebody that stole one of the sheriff's trucks here out of the state of Missouri. And he went to court with him down in Vienna, Illinois on county time. The county commissioner don't care. You see what I'm saying? The county commissioner don't care. As long as they white, they right. But let me show you this here. Now, just yesterday, they had a Thursday, February the 15th, 2024. They had another bust like they had in July of 2023 on a Thursday. They got 19 again. That's one of the numbers I be playing, 1919. They was looking for 25, they said, but in Sikeston, Missouri, 15 miles away from here, south of here, they arrested 19 more. But let me show you how dangerous they said these individuals was. Now, they said they was terrorizing southeast Missouri. I don't know if they was or not. But one thing about it, I respect law enforcement officials that get people that's legitimately legitimate law enforcement officials that arrest people that's doing crimes. But let me show you this here, y'all. They had, the Sykes, Missouri Police Department said they had the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. That's one department that I don't have no respect for. They had the Missouri State Highway Patrol. I don't have nothing against them. They had the Missouri National Guards. They had New Madrid County Sheriff Office. They had Scott County Sheriff Office. They had South Scott EMS, which is Emergency Medical Service, paramedics and EMT. They had the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. They had the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, and they had the United States Marshal. But then this what made me think that it's all about theatrics. A movie like they had Nikki, that's N-I-C-K-I, Clark, from the KFVS 12 news media riding around with them as they did this bus. Now, the National Guards, if these individuals, they said the investigation was ongoing for 3 years. That's what they said about the one last year. I'm not knocking the investigation, but if Barry Morgan, John Blakely, or Brenton Farrow, the sheriff, has anything to do with it here from Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, I would truly believe there's something corrupt about it. I seen part of the video. Brent Farrow wouldn't show his face. It looked like Barry Morgan was sitting up front speaking to the other law enforcement officials. But how is y'all as law enforcement officials respect somebody like Brent Farrow who don't respect the appellate court judge when they tell you that this man, John Blakely, is not to be trusted, but you hire him after he resigned from Sykes, Missouri. But this is what I want to say. Now, if you got all these here agencies to get 19 young black guys, and I'm not knocking it because they black. If they doing these crimes in the black community, thumbs up to you. I don't know if they're guilty or not. But I know some of the ones here in Charleston, as far as the law enforcement officials, I know for a fact that they got a history of lying and setting people up. They let people like Lester Gillespie kick in people's doors, black females' doors. They let them do these other crimes. But let me just say this here. Now, if you got all these agencies that take 19 individuals, young black guys, you said they've been doing it for a long time. It couldn't be no 2 or 3 decades because the average one of them don't look like they even know more than 25 years old. But if you can get them if you can get these 2 operations, then you named it Operation Not My Valentine. Not N-O-T, but K-N-O-T, Not My Valentine, because they said a group name or the gang name, they said a gang name is the Not Boys. But what about these good old boys down here? What about these racist Ku Klux Klan down here that's on the law enforcement officials, that's on the law agencies? What about Barry Morgan? Did y'all see how he beat this guy? But you're going to put 13 charges on the guy he beat. I don't care if you had 100 charges on him. The charges that Barry Morgan did, the Illinois State Police seen it was a crime. But y'all let him go into these raids with y'all. How do you expect the black community to trust y'all when we got white supremacists going on? Let's get them groups together and get them. And let's also get them same groups. You got the National Guards out for these young guys. How come we can't get the National Guards to go to St. Louis? It's the murder capital. Put them out on the streets up there. And then I'm going to leave it with this here. I'm not knocking law enforcement officials. If these people done did stuff wrong, they got their day in court. I ain't heard nothing about the RICO Act. You see what I'm saying? Brent Farrow always got something to say about blacks being in gangs. He said it's a cultural thing for the blacks. But you got gang bangers in the jail, in the Charles, Missouri Police Department, and the Sheriff Department. And if the shoe fit, wear it. It ain't all of y'all, but it was a group of white individuals that was police, Charles, Missouri police officers. Some of them still on the force. In the Mississippi, Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Office, May of 2017, murdered Tory Sanders that lived in Nashville, a mentally ill individual that's supposed to have been in the hospital, but not in the Mississippi County Jail. Y'all murdered him, but y'all had the authority to say he died of an anxiety attack. Yeah, he probably did die of an anxiety attack when you got 5 white boys, law enforcement officials, beating on him, tasing him, and he hollering for his mother. He told you he had mental illnesses. Who wouldn't die because of that? But I'm going to leave it at this here. You young individuals, you getting on social internet, and then if the shoe fit, wear it. You see what I'm saying? You got to find another way if y'all doing what they say you doing, because it ain't lead nowhere. You see the Young Thug case? That should show all you young blacks out here that want to gang bang, sell drugs, if you doing it. Look at the Young Thug case. It was 26 of them, and it broke down to about 5 or 6. Them young guys seen the Young Thug wasn't trying to help them. Young Thug and the other ones that got money was sitting up front with their high-powered lawyers when the ones in the back didn't even have public defenders at first. Them jokers said, this man don't care nothing about me. But I try to speak up and wake up those of y'all that's out here getting arrested. Some of y'all is because of your own doing. Everybody that get arrested, some of these individuals get arrested, I know their parents, and they got good parents. Some of them parents had me to talk to some of them and let them know people, places, and things will get you 2 places, the cemetery or the penitentiary. I'm going to leave like this here. Just like y'all got Operation Not My Valentine, which I said I believe Barry, that sounds like something Barry Morgan or Brenton Farrow would come up, and it's a joke. But how about getting Operation Take Down White Supremacists? Operation Take Down Corrupted Law Enforcement Officials in Southeast Missouri. Y'all done tried to take me down, but God bounced me right back up. God sent me at y'all just like he sent David at Goliath. God sent me just like the 3 Hebrew boys. They thought it was 3 in the furnace, but they seen 1 more. It was just like Daniel when they put him in the lion's den. The lion let him pat him on the head. You see what I'm saying? Y'all seen what Trump, the judge just fined Trump $376 million. And he can't do nothing with his businesses in New York for the next 3 years. Do y'all see all these trials going on with Donald Trump? Lester Gillespie, NAACP, and all y'all other ones that's working with Lester Gillespie, white and black, working with Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, working with Brent Farrow, the sheriff of Charles, Missouri, Mississippi County, working with Robert Bobby Hearns, the Charles, Missouri Police Department, and some of you fake black and white preachers, missionaries, mothers. If the shoe fit, wear it. I don't care what your title is. If you ain't standing on God, I don't care if you a mother, 100 years old. If you out here doing what Lester Gillespie and them doing, you taking up for these people, God gonna get you. He don't care how old you is. All y'all got to do is look some of these people like Rodney Jones. His pastor, some of his members died. They don't even have a funeral at their own pastor church because they know you're faking the fraud. Just like Rodney Jones and Lester Gillespie. Peace be still.